Dude, I think it's a game sometimes. I think that there's a game that have you guys ever seen that movie? Inside Out, I believe is the name of the movie. Inside Out, where there are different emotions in the brain. Riley is the kid, and she's got all these different emotions in the brain that are represented by like different colors. Like joy is one of them, anger is another one, sadness is another one, right? And so they're represented by these different little characters in her brain. And in that movie, if you've seen it, there is there's these like workers. There's workers. That's the word I would use. There's workers in her brain that do different things, right? Different aspects. And some of the workers, it's their job to clear out non-essential memories. They just kind of clear that stuff out. But they hold on to like little jingles and stuff from songs, and just every once in a while they'll just drop it in there. You know what I mean? They'll just like drop the jingle. And I feel like that's what happens in my brain right before this show starts every single day, because I'll be locked in. I've been up since 3:40 this morning. I've been up 2 hours almost. And I've been completely locked in, right? Woke up, grabbed my cup of ice water, headphones on, music with no words, gratitude, goals, all of the things, read my 10 pages of my book, write today's episode of #Rise and Grind, listen to my audiobook on the way from the house to the studio, get the show set up best I could, ran out of time. It's not the full production that I want. But ultimately, do all that. Then I go live, and right as I push the button to go live, all of a sudden in my head, it's like, we're not gonna take it. Oh no, we ain't gonna take it. No, we're not gonna take it anymore. More. I have no idea why that just popped into my head right before today's episode of #Rise and Grind. But that's what happened, man. It is weird how that works. Isn't that weird? Good morning and welcome to the #1 morning show in America. I am your host, Glenn Lundy, husband to 1, father to 9, author, speaker, and the founder of 800%.life. It's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind. How that works. Hey, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, what is today? Today is Monday. That's right, today is Monday, July 13th, 2026. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Monday, July 13th, 2026. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. Yeah, I was thinking it was Twisted Sister Tony. Marilyn Wilkins says it's Quiet Riot. I would say Marilyn Wilkins is probably right, Tony. I'm just being honest. She's normally right about this kind of thing when it comes to music. I thought the same thing, though. I thought Twisted Sister. She says Quiet Riot. We'll see how it goes. But listen, I'm coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky. That's right. I'm coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky, where this week, bro, it's going to be hot. It is going to be a hot week. It's going to be, me and Tony were right. Yes, let's go. We got it. We nailed it. All right, listen. It's going to be a hot week. It's going to be a hot week in temperature, and it's going to be a hot week because we have an in-person event this week right here in my offices. I wish I could show you. It looks beautiful just on the other side of the wall. And, dude, it is going to be a packed house this week. I am so excited. We have 57 owners or general managers of dealerships from across the United States and Canada Got a couple of my boys coming down from Canada that are going to be joining us right here on the other side of that wall for the next 2 days. People will start coming in tonight. We've got a dinner tonight, which is going to be amazing. And then over the next couple days, we're just going to freaking get after it intense. So it's going to be hot outside, but it's also going to be hot up in here. It's getting hot in here. So okay, all right, we're not going to go there this morning. But it's going to get it's going to be a super hot week. And then at the end of the week, I got some amazing, incredible, cool stuff that's going to be happening as well. I'll tell you more about that as the week progresses. But I can tell you, man, I don't know if you feel it. They say this is the year of the horse. This is the year of the horse. This is the year where we should be running. And I feel that. I absolutely feel that. We are running full speed ahead here as an organization. We're running full speed ahead with my family. We're running full speed ahead with everything that we're just go. Anybody else feeling that? Just type the word running in the chat if you feel like you're running right now. Just type the word running in the chat if you feel like you're like on the move. So it was kind of nice this weekend because we're running. It was kind of nice this weekend. I actually slowed down just a little bit. What's up, John Sauer? How you doing, Valerie Stone? I slowed down just a little bit this weekend, and it was a super productive weekend. Sometimes you got to slow down to be productive, right? I had 678 unanswered needed response emails that were sitting in my box. So I attacked those this week. Robert Pollard says running. Patricia says running. Valerie says running. Tanya says running. Liza says running. Russell says running. Trisha says running. Yeah, it looks like we got quite a few people running. Kurt McFarland says he's running over here to be at this event over the next 2 days, which I'm super excited about. So this weekend, a little bit slower, 678 emails that required reply, not 678 junk emails, spam emails, all that stuff. 678 emails that I had like glanced at, and I was like, okay, I'm going to have to respond to that. But I had not responded to it. You know what I'm saying? So I attacked that this weekend, felt good. Did not get to all 678, but I did get through a bunch of them. So that was great. Our grass was way too long at the house. For Father's Day this year, this is not, those of you that are watching the video, this is not the mower, but this is an example of the mower. But for Father's Day this year, my wife bought me a new commercial mower. It's bad to the bone. It's an Exmark Laser 72. For those of you that know anything about mowing, it's a commercial mower. It's bad to the bone. So it used to take me 7 hours total, which the kids would help out, right? So they would each take an hour, hour and a half. But it used to take 7 hours total for us to mow our land. We've got 10 acres of land. So it used to take 7 hours total. I got it knocked out yesterday in 2.5 hours with the new mower. So that was amazing. Plus, it was a great time for me to sit just on the mower, and I had to think through some things. There are some things that need to happen with my company. There are some things that need to happen with my health. So I had an opportunity to just sit and think. That's the best part about riding around on that mower is it's just cutting away. You're doing all the thinking. So that was awesome. Also this weekend, we did go see Minions and Monsters, which I got to say, for the 5th Minions movie, they freaking nailed it. I feel like they nailed it. So I took 7 kids with me. I didn't take as many as I normally do. I had 7 kids with me. We went and saw Minions and Monsters. It was great. And for those of you that are watching, if you look closely at this picture, you'll see my son Joel. He's like showing the candy that he's sneaking into the movie theater. All right. So hopefully those that run the movie theater are not watching today's episode of #Rise and Grind. We did the final cleanup of the 4th of July stuff. We have a big 4th of July party every year, and it takes a while to get that all cleaned up. So that's all cleaned up now. Also, that happened this week. I did catch up on some lost sleep. There were a couple days over the last few weeks where I only got one sleep cycle, 2 hours of sleep, so on and so forth, because of flights and travel and all that good stuff. So caught up on that this weekend. Got a little bit of extra sleep, which was nice. It was nice for sure. And it was a fun weekend. It was a productive weekend. It was a little bit slower weekend. And now there is work to be done. There's work to be done. Now, before we go too much further, this right here is called the Morning 5 Planner. And I don't know if you have one of these or not. You should probably get one if you don't have one. But this is the Morning 5 2026 planner that you got right here. This one is not mine. This is a blank one. This is a blank one right here. But you should have one of these. And you can go to themorning5planner.com to get one. But in these planners, there's some amazing components to it. All right. One of the amazing components in this planner is this helps you change the way you start your day. And if you change the way you start your day, it'll make a massive impact in your life. Okay. There are thousands of people around the planet that use this planner every single day. There are thousands of people around the planet that can point to this and say, this planner changed my life, transformed my life. I personally can say this planner transformed my life. And there are multiple aspects in here of this planner that make it great. And one of the aspects of this planner is up in the top right corner. There's always a quote submitted by actual members of this community. And so today's quote was submitted by Paul too. And it's a great quote, right? It says, "The oak tree fought the wind and was broken. The willow bent when it must and survived." And this was submitted. What I love about the quotes that are in this planner, they're submitted by actual members of our community. So Paul, too, is a member of our community. He is an owner. He owns 14 car dealerships in the New Mexico, Texas, Colorado, Kansas kind of area. He actually lives in Utah, but doesn't have any stores there, which is interesting. And he's just an amazing guy. When I read that quote this morning, I was just reminded of how blessed I am to know some really, 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 really cool people. Paul, too, will be here. And here's what I want you to follow with me real quick. We collect these quotes like 4 months before the planner goes out. And then they go onto the planner in whatever order, and it gets printed and it gets distributed all over the world. And then you open it up 7 months later on July 13th, 2026, and it's a quote submitted by Paul too. And what's fascinating about that is Paul too is flying here today. Paul too is flying here today for this 2-day workshop that I just told you about. Paul too's on his way. Like, he's flying in from Utah today. And not only that, but he's bringing all of his general managers / partners. All of his stores have partners. All of his partners and general managers from his stores are all coming with him. He's got 15 people that are going to be here over the next 2 days for this workshop. But they just happen to be flying in today, the day that his quote happens to be on the top of this planner. Isn't that amazing? And here's the thing about this. This doesn't just happen. This isn't the only time something like this has happened. For those of you that have been around here for a while, you'll agree, like, this happens all the time, right? But this planner is really near and dear to me. It's really important. And it's got, a place for you to check off that you didn't hit your snooze button, and that you wrote down your gratitude and goals, and you took care of yourself physically, and you sent out an encouraging message. You didn't grab your phone first thing in the morning. This is an amazing tool. Now, this Morning 5 that we do here, we also have an app. If you haven't downloaded the app, the Morning 5 app, you can do this process, right? This morning 5 process, no snooze, no phone, gratitude and goals, take care of the physical, and send out an encouraging message. If you do these 5 things and do it in your app, the app will give you points for transforming your life, and you can use those points for free gear. I just got a super awesome duffel bag that like folds up into a little thing. But you can get free gear just by doing the morning stuff. Nobody else does this, folks. Just so you know, nobody else is doing this. Like, I'm like, literally, because I love you, I feel like, and I don't have dandruff. That's never a thing. But there's like white stuff all over this shirt. You do the things that are ultimately going to impact your life in a positive way, and I'll give you free gear for doing it. Like, how cool is that? So go to the Morning 5 app and do that. But I tell you all this morning specifically because also what happens in this planner is every month in the planner, we recommend a book for you to read that we can all read together as a community. Everything that we build is community, by the way. The app allows you to engage with other people in the community. The planner allows you to connect with other people in the community. The Facebook group allows you to build relationships with other people in the community. This show is designed for you to say good morning and say hello and connect with other people in the community. Everything that you will ever find around me, everything is built around bringing us together in community. And so the planner recommends a book, and the book that it recommends is called Discipline is Destiny by Ryan Holiday. This is the book for the month of July that the planner is recommending we read. I personally had never heard of this book before until the planner recommended it this month, and I read a lot of books. I'm not crazy like Jim Quick or nothing, but I read quite a few books, but I had never heard of this book. And dude, I gotta tell you, it's legit. It's a legit book. Like, it's the real deal. And so what I decided we're going to do is this week we're going to do a series called Discipline is Destiny. And we're going to extract some of the bigger components of the book itself, but more importantly, there's no point in me giving you the same perspective and views that the book gives you. Like, you can just go read the book. You know what I'm saying? Go read the book or use AI to summarize the book. If you want a summary, you want the Cliff's Notes, whatever shortcut, if you want to cheat yourself, like whatever cheat you want to do, whatever hack you want to do, like, go do it, bro. If that's what you do, then go do you. But what I want to do is I want to extract perspectives that are not necessarily shared in the book through using the context of the book, if that makes sense. And so we're going to do that this week. We probably won't get into much of it today because it's already, we're already 20 minutes into the show, so we probably won't get into much of that today. But that's what we're going to do this week. But this morning, it was just really important on my heart. I wanted to make sure that you have this tool. Or if you want, just make we have digital copies. You can get a digital copy of this. I think it's $12 for if you don't want the actual heavy bound one. But dude, it's July of 2026, and if you're running like I'm running, you got to find the time to reset every day, man. The morning routine, the morning 5, it's just your opportunity to be still, reset, go. Be still, reset, go. Like, if you ever watch NASCAR, Formula One, any of that stuff, right? It's all loud and the cars are like, pa, 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 and everybody's like, squealing their tire, right? Like everybody's like getting ready for the race, and they're getting lined up, and they're getting into position, and so on and so forth. And then right before the race starts, it's eerily quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody just kind of comes to a resting spot, and they're like, okay. And then the light turns to whatever color, and they start revving it up. And then like it turns green, and go, right? And that's like literally what this is, bro. This is your like, get into position, get everything ready, and then crank. And you've gotta find that time if you really want to run this year, man. All right. So let's do some dancing this morning. I'm shifting a little bit just because of time. So let's do a little bit of dancing this morning. There we go. I like that. Here on hashtag Rise and Grind, we like to do some dancing, man. We like to get our bodies in motion. An object in motion stays in motion. An object at rest stays at rest. And that's just facts, folks. You like my sound effects, Ramon? All right, get your body in motion. Listen, for those of you that know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. Maybe you don't want to share today's episode. Maybe you do. I don't know. That's up to you. I've kind of gone off the rails a little bit today's episode. Maybe not as valuable as normal. So maybe you want to hit the share button. Maybe you don't. That's up to you. But what's not up to you is I need you to say good morning to me, and I'm going to say good morning to you. Okay? Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, I need you to say what's up, and I will say what's up back. Is that fair? Marilyn Wilkin, good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I am proud of you. You should be proud of yourself. The things that you're doing, the impact that you're making, incredible. Way to go. Mike Larkin, doing some brick dancing. Good morning, Mr. Larkin. Thank you for being here. I greatly appreciate it. Mr. Mike Rendine, building. Thanks for being here, Mr. Rendine. Like, for real, no joke. I'm not kidding. I appreciate you being here. Sometimes I just run through these names because I'm trying to get to so many. But I just want you all to know, like, it means the world to me. Louise Grafton Nonis, she sent me a message in the Morning 5 app just saying, hey, hope you have a great Monday, so on and so forth. I know that I don't always respond to the messages I receive, but I just want you to know that I receive them, and it means a lot to me. For those of you that are not in the app or you're not using the app, dude, what a gift. Like, you can connect with people locally in the app. You can send people encouraging messages in the app. You can receive encouraging messages in the app. Like, such a cool tool, man. Such a cool tool. And me and my team, we don't do a good enough job talking about it. So we're gonna get better at that. That's something I'm talking about with my team today, as a matter of fact. Trisha Rue, good morning. Thanks for being here. Sean Weatherby, good morning. Robin Price, thanks for being here. Jody Tibbs, good morning to you. Sean Weatherby, good morning to you. Wes Storm is in the building. Peggy Earhart, thank you for being here, Peggy. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Gene Hughes is in the building. Liza Myers Borges is in the building. Jeremy Nolling, what's up, Jeremy Nolling? Let's keep running together. Yes, I agree. If you guys are having another big event, Jeremy, with your GMs or owner meeting or whatever it is, dude, hit me up. I would love to come up and serve you guys. It'd be amazing. Robert Pollard is in the building. Adrian Barker is in the building. Linnell Barnes is in the building. All right, I'm just going to let you listen to this quick clip. We'll maybe touch on a couple things, and then we're going to get out of here.
Self-discipline, the virtue of temperance, is the ability to keep your ass in line. The ability to work hard, to say no, to practice good habits and set boundaries, to train and to prepare, to ignore temptations and provocations, to keep your emotions in check, to endure painful difficulties. Self-discipline is giving you everything you have. and knowing what to hold back. Is there some contradiction in this? No, only balance. Some things we resist, some things we pursue. In all things we proceed with moderation, intentionally, reasonably, without being consumed or carried away. Temperance is not deprivation, but command of oneself physically, mentally, spiritually, demanding the best for oneself and of oneself, even when no one is looking, even when allowed less. It takes courage to live this way, not just because it's hard, but because it sets you apart. Discipline, then, is both predictive and deterministic. It makes it more likely you'll be successful and ensures success or failure that whatever happens, you are great. The converse is also true. A lack of discipline puts you in danger. It also colors who and what you are.
So history rarely changes in one dramatic moment. It changes when one person chooses character over comfort. So listen, we're going to jump into this series this week called Discipline is Destiny, based off of the book Discipline is Destiny by Ryan Holiday. And because we don't have a whole lot of time today, I do want to just pose one question for you this morning. Have you ever wondered, like I do, why some names, some people tend to echo through history while millions of others simply disappear? Like, if you think about it, right, there's been thousands and thousands and thousands of military generals over the years that have led armies. There have been hundreds, if not thousands, of kings that have worn crowns from around the world. There have been tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of politicians that have held office in some way, shape, or form. And so if we can all agree that that is true, why more than 250 years later do we still talk about a man named George Washington? Why is that? Was he the smartest person to ever walk the face of the planet? Well, history says no. Was he the richest person to ever walk the face of the planet? Well, history says no. Was George Washington the most gifted military strategist in all of history? Well, most historians would tell you no. So why does his name stick? Why does he continue to come up? Well, the more I think about it, I don't think it has anything to do with his victories on the battlefield. I think it has everything to do with what he refused to become after those victories. Like, for real, think about it. After the Revolutionary War was over, against all odds, the colonies won against Great Britain. George Washington is the hero of this new nation. He has soldiers that adore him. The people trust him. He commands the only real army in the United States of America. And here's the part that they don't really teach enough about in school. There were literally influential voices at the time that wanted him to become something America had just fought to escape. People were begging George Washington to become a king. I want you to think about that for just a second. After years of war against a monarchy, after fighting against there being a king, Some people, a lot of people, believed that the safest path moving forward was to put a crown on Washington's head. They were so used to that form of government. And honestly, like, who would have stopped him? Think about it. If you know anything about history, if you don't know anything about history, you should go watch Hamilton. It's really great. It's an amazing performance, and it really breaks these things down. But if you think about it, like, who would have stopped George Washington from becoming the king at that time? He had the army. He had the popularity. He had the opportunity. History had literally placed everything within his reach. And then he does something that is completely unheard of. He literally gave up power, bro. He resigned from his military commission. He went home, no crown, no throne, no lifelong rule. He just became a farmer that returned to his fields. Like, years later, after serving as America's first president, he did something extraordinary. He stepped away voluntarily after 2 terms. He could have stayed. Many wanted him to stay, but instead he left because he believed the country needed principles more than it needed him. We're going to talk more about this tomorrow. We're going to talk more about this side of discipline, not just the things that we do, but choosing to do the things that we shouldn't do. Because history rarely changes in one dramatic moment. It changes when one person chooses character over comfort. Here's a quick little clip of a George Washington speech, and then I'll see you tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. We'll do it all over again right here on #Rise and Grind.
You have done all I have asked you to do and more, but your country is at stake. Your wives, your homes, and all you hold dear. You have worn yourselves out with fatigues and hardships. If you will consent to stay 1 month longer, you will render that service to the cause of liberty and to your country, which you can probably never do under any other circumstance. Again the drums rolled, and this time the men began stepping forward. God Almighty, wrote Nathaniel Greene, inclined their hearts to listen to the proposal, and they engaged anew.